When we were fortunate, I think because we were in the middle of nowhere, Mississippi, we actually got genetic testing very early. Nathan, we had his genetic test results before he was 9 months old. And we met with a geneticist, and he sat us down and he explained the continuum to us that SCN1A could create. And he said, you know, we'll see. There are some good indicators for him and some not good. And he used the phrase horrifying to describe Dravet. And I think, you know, he was trying to be helpful. I don't mean to fault him. But I think we spent the next couple years fearing the Dravet diagnosis. And what's funny is, as we have embraced it and really accepted it, we have found more resources, we found more opportunities. We have found opportunities to help our son. And he has done so much better as we have embraced it and been willing to do that.
I mean, I think there's many different phases of grief when it comes to the diagnosis or comes to just life. It's a little silly story, but I was picking up pizza and this child must have been the same age as my son and was upset about something and talking to his mom about it in the pickup line. And for whatever reason, it just killed me in that moment because I was just thinking, like, Finn can never tell me that. I can't ever have this moment where Finn says to me, like, I had a rough day, Mom, please make it better. Because he doesn't have that capability. And it was just made me so sad that that my son is the same age and yet nothing like that child. And so there was like a whole moment of grief in that sense.
The second thing I would say, and I imagine every parent goes through this, you're going to have a breakdown at some point where it's just like, I can't control this. Here's this child I'm supposed to take care of. I love with all my heart. I want to give everything to, and something's wrong and I can't fix it. That happened to me the third time we spent an overnight in the hospital, where it was, no, this is real. This is going to be part of our life and I can't control it. And I had an overwhelming thought, just came into my heart that said, your job hasn't changed, right? Here I am, before my son, I knew he had epilepsy. Before I knew that, my job was to love him and take care of him and give him the best life possible. And epilepsy doesn't change that. That's still my job. The way that I'm going to do it may change a little bit. The things I'm going to worry about are a little bit different than the average parent. But my job hasn't changed. And I think remembering that is key.
Unfortunately, I think in our community, you hear all the time about kids passing away. And so the grief is kind of always in your face. And it's something that we've all kind of gotten used to and got desensitized to. And, you know, new parents coming in, I think, always, you know, get, you know, very scared, which they should. Because there's a lot, you know, like SUDEP and things. But I think all of us at some point, for our mental sanity, you know, have to come to grips with you know, this. And, you know, for us, I think it came different times, different places. But, you know, I try to every day go, you know, if this is Sawyer's last day, we're going to make it the best. And we're going to enjoy everything. And, you know, we've seen kids in this community who, you know, they're having great days, seizures are doing great. And then one day, all of a sudden, it's all taken away. So, so we just, for me, I just know that I just got to make every day his best and do as much as we can. And as parents, as involved as we are in our community, that, you know, we're going to do everything we can for him, and that's all we can do.
Well, my biggest fear, probably like many, is just my son dying, because I don't want that to happen, obviously. So, I have a hard time like at night when he's sleeping, because that's usually when he has him. So the way I deal with them, I mean, I check on him throughout the night, and like if I have those thoughts during the day, I just try to think of the good moments he's having. Or like right now, he's been about 4 months seizure free, so I try to like dwell on that, but that's still something I struggle with every day.
Yeah, I think SUDEP is probably one of the greatest fears that we all live with. And I know I never feel comfortable until she gets up in the morning, or until I know that she's up in the morning, you know, because you always wonder, oh man, she's sleeping later than normal.
Why
You
is
know,
she
is
sleeping
okay?
until 9 o'clock? She doesn't do this when when we need to go to work.
So you just want to know that she's okay. So as soon as she gets up and starts to make some sounds, and you're like, oh,
Right,
relax.
yeah.
I think everything revolves around, you know, the SUDEP thing. And then mine is, yes, it's the fear of her dying, but it's also me passing away and having someone else to take her over.
Yes,
You know, because again, I've said it times, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy for someone to have to take care of Sydney, you know. So in a way, it's a double effect. If she passes, I still want to be here to see her, and I don't want her to outlive me and have someone else go through what we went through for the past, you know, however old I was when I passed. So that's a fear too, is having someone else taking care of her and have them having to go through what I went through. And, you know, I think that's a fear. Yes, it's a fear of dying, but it's when she's going to die. You know?
And just making sure, is she being taken care of
Yeah,
properly?
that's it. It's like, is she going to be
That's-
taken care of as well as we take care of her? So,
Nope.
there's no way. You're
No,
right.
there's no way that's going to happen. You bring up such a great point, because that's something that I've always felt. What if something happens to me? So I yell at God probably 4 times a day. And I get in the car, and sometimes I have a panic attack driving. Like, I can't. I will be the first to admit that I've had to take anti-anxiety medication over it. But I think I also have hope. I think we have, we live in a world now where so much is happening in medicine. You know, we're in the age of computers and things that can just make things happen. And it's pretty amazing where we are, with a couple of different companies around us who are developing new medications, new therapies. I really, in my heart, believe that we will have a cure in our children's lifetime, that, you know, their lives are going to get better. There's no doubt in my mind, and just hurry up, please.
Enjoy the little moments, enjoy the happy moments. Our little Dravet kids, and even as they grow up, they have special gifts. They bring a lot of joy into the lives of the people around them. Remember that and appreciate that, because, you know, having a kid with Dravet, I take it from a father who spent 3 years of his life afraid to go to sleep because he didn't know if his son would survive the night. I don't know how long I have, but that was true before too. I could get hit by a bus tomorrow. What I know is that I have these joyful moments with my son, and I try to make the most of them and enjoy them.
I think the biggest thing for me is just to remember how it will change, this disease. And unfortunately, the beginning is the worst because of all the things that are happening, not knowing the systems in place, because none of us went into this expecting we were going to have a child with special needs. And, you know, all the seizures are most likely going to happen more frequently when they're younger. And just as you're a younger couple, you know, you can get through this, and it does get better because, you know, you will get more services. You will, you know, get through those times, but it's tough at the beginning. Just to remember that.